Hello, my name is Mia Schow, and I want to heal people with food. I am currently a post-baccalaureate student at Cal State LA studying nutritional science, and I will graduate from that program in the summer of 2023. I also have my undergrad in human biology from Biola University, and I graduated from there in May of 2022. Right now, I only speak English, but I am actively learning Spanish. I am a server at Olive Garden, so I've been talking to the cooks and asking them to help me learn some new words and phrases that would be helpful to communicate with people. I also have downloaded the app called Babbel so that I can learn Spanish, and it's been pretty exciting because when I come to work, I've learned some things on Babbel, and I'll go to the cooks and I'll say something that I've never said before in Spanish, and they're really excited for me, which is really cool. So I am currently learning Spanish right now. One of my favorite things to do is travel. I've lived in Southern California my whole life, and California is just such a beautiful state. I love going to the beach and then the mountains and the desert. I love going everywhere. In college, I used to road trip with all of my friends. We would go to Arizona, Nevada, and Arizona, and we would do like giant road trips and go camping and see all the national parks and go hiking. And I just love doing that. That's one of my favorite things to do in my free time. One accomplishment that actually happened this last semester is that I've become president of the SDA, which stands for the Student Dietetic Association at Cal State LA. I am pretty excited about that because I joined the SDA as a social media board member, and they actually asked me if I wanted to become president because they thought I had a lot of great ideas and they thought that I would really help the association, which was so rewarding to hear. And I have been trying to grow the association. After COVID, a lot of people didn't really know that it was still an organization on campus, didn't really know about it or had an interest but didn't know how to get involved with that kind of thing. But after I became president, I went out and tabled and sat outside for hours and told people about our club and how we want to educate people on nutrition for those of them who weren't nutrition students, and wanted to give the people who were nutrition students opportunities. So we're already working on volunteer opportunities to give them. We're working on lots of events. We've had 2 general meetings already where we taught people about the importance of fruit by making smoothies. And it's just been so rewarding to make the club not just educational but also fun for people, and those who are interested in nutrition have found our club now and they're excited, and just to see it grow has been super rewarding for me. So I believe that a typical day as an intern would probably be very stressful, very busy, but that is something that I've been through, done as the like during my undergrad. I've had 3 jobs at one time while also being a board member of 3 different clubs, while also being a full-time student. So I know what busy is. I can talk about that firsthand, but I believe as long as you have good time management, you have good organization, you're able to plan things out, it's pretty easy to prioritize things and make everything work as one, as long as you have those skills. And I believe that's something that I've definitely learned during my undergrad, during that time, how to manage everything and do everything to the best of my ability while still having time for myself on the weekends. I also believe that being an intern might have the challenges of like speaking with people socially. I know that especially like in a clinical setting, people don't want to be there. They probably are coming in with a bad attitude. They're not going to be wanting to know about nutrition. They just want to get out of the hospital. So I believe that having social skills, especially since I've been a server, some people come in with horrible attitudes and they're just straight up rude, but you just have to go in and try to make their day better, try to help them out the ways you can. And sometimes it's really awesome to see that they make a whole 180 when you communicate with them the right way. and they're like, oh, actually, like, you made my day so much better. So that is one skill that I also think I have. I'm pretty sociable. I love people. I love to talk to people. So I believe that is something that I could definitely use as an intern. And the disease that I am trying to prevent is osteoporosis. So what I would say to a young adult in their 20s is, first I would explain what osteoporosis is. So that is like the weakening of bones. And as you get older, especially in females, I know as menopause hits, your estrogen levels go down and you're more susceptible to getting osteoporosis because your bones become weaker. But I would say this is something that can happen to anyone. So the first thing I would suggest is that they get the proper amount of calcium in their diet. It's recommended that they have about 1,000 milligrams per day of calcium. And if they're not getting this through food, maybe they can start eating some Parmesan cheese, around like 1/4 cup of it, or 8 ounces of milk. But if they still don't want to eat those types of foods or still aren't getting enough calcium, I would probably recommend that they start trying the supplement calcium citrate, which has around 500 milligrams of calcium. So they could have that twice a day. The second little message that I would give them is to eat foods with vitamin D. Vitamin D stimulates osteoblasts, which are bone-making cells, and that could help build up their bones for them. So trying things like an egg yolk or 4 ounces of fatty fish such as tuna or salmon, or even some yogurt would be really good for them. Also strength training, so like like weight bearing exercises or weight training that will help your muscles and tendons pull on the bone to stimulate bone growth, which would be really good to prevent osteoporosis. Also, having a diet of low sodium. Sodium causes calcium to be excreted through the body through urine. So to avoid things like salty snacks, or not adding salt to your meal, or not eating things that are high in sodium such as pickles would be very beneficial. And lastly, I would say having the adequate amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet would be very beneficial, because fruits and vegetables have things such as vitamin C, magnesium, vitamin K, potassium, and all those things strengthen your bones. So things like carrots, broccoli, and it's recommended that you have around, I believe, 1.5 to 2 cups of fruits and veggies per day. So if you don't have measuring tools at home, I would say that they could use their fists. That's around a cup to measure out how much they're having. I would respond to the food service employee by first bringing them in to talk with them. I would first ask if they're having family problems or maybe health problems, and that's the reason that they're coming in late. If they have proper transportation, maybe the reason they're late is because they're taking the bus and it's not as reliable. I would try to figure out what the problem is first, of why they are coming in late or calling in sick, if this is something that we can help them with, if this is something that they can change, or if it's just a personal problem that they're having. If we talk it over and there isn't quite a good explanation for why they're coming in late, I would probably go on to give them a warning. And then if that warning gets violated, I would probably have to let them go, because them showing up late and calling in sick will just not allow an efficient workplace, and also might hinder other people from doing their jobs and doing their things and getting it done. So I would say that. And I would just like to thank you so much for giving me an interview, for allowing me to tell you a little bit about myself. I hope that I can hear back from you soon, and hopefully I can modernize nutrition and just show people how passionate I am about nutrition as an intern. Thank you so much.